Welcome to a very exciting episode of TWIB Talks. We are with the man, the myth, the legend, Jon Julio. How are you doing today, brother?
I'm good. Hanging in there. A little jet lag. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I mean, you were just in France. You were being all French.
Yeah.
Doing all Blading Cup.
Eating croissants.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us. I really appreciate it. We got a lot of cool things to talk about. Should we jump into what got you skating? No, I'm just kidding. We can move all past all that. Let's get really deep into it. I want to talk about, we all saw that picture a while ago with you, the Olympic flag in the background, the world skate flag behind the background. What is going on there, dog? We've all had questions. We've all speculated.
I'm glad we're doing this interview because a lot of things I maybe be misinterpreted, from that picture I posted. I really wanted to clear up maybe a few things. People think that inline skating from DMs and posts on social media that we are going to be in the Olympics. And
listen, I was getting so many DMs too. How am I supposed to know? I'm just a news guy. Okay, I report what's already given to me. So
it would be rad for sure to have inline skating in the games, but unfortunately in LA it's not. But there is definitely a potential.
Can you tell us what the World Skate even is? Because I think a lot of us don't really know.
The World Skate is the official governing body for skateboarding and roller sports like scootering and inline skating. It's officially recognized by the IOC, the International Olympic Committee. They're the federation that got skateboarding into the Olympics.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so you talking to them is actually kind of a big deal. What does that mean? What does that look like?
I've been talking to them for about a year and a half, just building a relationship, understanding how the federation works, because it was all new to me. They asked me how I can be involved, and I was stoked that they asked, whether that be me as a person in the industry, as a skater, or whether that be my involvement with Blading Cup. I was more than happy to want to contribute. I went to Rome in November of last year, which was my first face-to-face with the World Skate Federation, the vice president, the president, Alice. She's head of communications, and I got to feel of what's happening there, and the people that are in charge and in the forefront. And it was really, for me, it was a really good experience. It was really nice to meet the people that are really making things happen there. I had a really good feeling of the leadership there, and again, I was super excited to be involved and be in the room, and they made me feel very welcome. I felt very respected in a lot of different ways, and they wanted to hear what I had to say, and it was a very great feeling to leave Rome knowing this is a really rad thing to be involved in. The first thing I asked when I got there was, can inline skating be in the Olympics? That's ultimately what the biggest question. Yeah. And the truth is it's possible. But the biggest factor is we need an infrastructure. Inline skating needs to be organized, and there needs to be layers of organization through events. Through the contest series to show international representation. Going back to the year of talking and getting to know each other, I found myself employed by World Skate now. They hired me in March as a consultant, and so basically what that means is helping them steer skating, inline skating, somewhat in a direction. They needed help with events. There's many different things and layers that coincide with all that, but essentially they hired me to be a consultant.
It's a big thing to actually recognize that you were in a room where people were listening and being responsive. I think I came up from that era where people weren't really listening to rollerblading, so it just is really cool. Was that somewhat of a big feeling to be in a room with people that really wanted to hear what you had to say?
Yeah. Hope maybe there's in such a big organization, you tend to have different expectations, and as a skater, you've always been through I have different scenarios where the outcome wasn't always positive, right?
Right.
In this case, super positive, super exciting. Meeting people that really want to see inline skating in the games. They understand the sport, and although not everyone does skate there, they understand like the representation of skating should be equal. World Skate represents skateboarding and inline skating, and there's at least 12 disciplines I believe that they represent. And what we do, street skating, park skating, bowl skating, it's just as revered as skateboarding. If you do follow their social media, they promote all the sports equally, and that's
very cool.
That's really cool to see. Especially the federation that can push inline skating into potentially the Olympics. So,
what does that mean for Blading Cup? Like, is there going to be any changes coming to that? Like,
so with Blading Cup will basically be a sanctioned event through the Challenger Series.
Wow.
If you place well, then you get points.
So with that, does that mean, let's say in a perfect world, this happens, we start getting ranks, start getting points through the World Skate. Do you think other competitions in rollerblading will be able to jump on that and then they can get points through other competition, or is it just right now?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more opportunities down the line. But World Skate, the federation itself has a particular obligation. There's obligations and rules that you have to follow. The street course has to be, they call it the field of play, but the field of play, which is the street course, needs to be a certain standard. They have anti-doping, has to be relevant into the event.
Yeah.
Like here, like another big thing is, for example, is an ambulance. There's a lot of things that you have to do to elevate the event. So it's not just,
Right.
It's not that easy just to, here's my contest and can it be sanctioned? There's definitely in the rule book of, there's a lot of obligations that you have to uphold to. It's runs in this case. Having Blading Cup Asia as a sanctioned event will be a really, really nice opportunity to experiment and see how, changing the format of the event and seeing how it can adapt to the new system. We all understand the importance of keeping the spirit of Blading Cup. You can still do the best trick, and still keep the excitement of that, although it's not sanctioned into their point system. But we can still have the same energy within Blading Cup as we always do by having a best trick event.
Yeah.
There's the video premieres. There's the the art galleries, the after parties, and
the culture of it all.
Culture of it all. The movie premieres. That all still maintains, and that keeps going. But having the ability to be involved with a potential system that can elevate. Not skating for sure in our event. We've been doing Blading Cup for 16 years, and
That's crazy.
Which is crazy, and 15 years.
Still crazy.
Yeah, and it feels right to try to take this step.
This is going to bring a lot more visibility and legitimacy to rollerblading as a whole, right?
I think so. I mean, there's a lot to it that I'm learning so much in regards to events and organizations, not just with World Skate but also with FIS. To be in the space that we are at, Blading Cup, it's very exciting to have a relationship with World Skate in this kind of IOC Olympic situation, and then working with FIS on it's very respected contest series. That's withstand time. It's amazing. It's a huge event. I was just there, and it's it's a huge event. I don't.
Yeah, FIS doesn't look small. Everyone over here, every time we watch it, we're like, man.
Yeah.
One is the biggest tricks happening. Course is huge.
Yeah, the attendance is insane. I haven't been to an X Games in a long time, but I can imagine being something similar to that. But I feel like it's bigger. It's just so. It's like 100,000. It feels like 100,000 people there, watching.
That's crazy.
Their events, their courses are huge, are massive, and the crowds that show up it's like no other.
Honestly, not even trying to be your biggest fan here, but I think it's a really cool that you're in this position. I think you're the right person to be in this position. I think we're gonna I mean, especially what you've done with them and you've done with Blading Cup, I think you're in the right space to make something happen in this regards, even if it's not the Olympics in 2 years or 4 years, but just be able to get the more exposure of rollerblading. I think you're in a really cool position to do that. And you're right, we need more eyes on skating, because my OGs are becoming super OGs, and I'm becoming an OG now. So we need more people into skating. So I think this is a really good move. What can we do as rollerbladers, like as individuals, to help this along?
As I personally am getting into this new state of elevating events, like I just see bigger expenses. So sooner than later, I budget all these things, right, with the ramp and then anti-doping and the ambulance, and it's getting, it gets very worrisome when I know that what we already have accomplished, which is great things for sure, but it doesn't always hit. Sometimes and it's always has to do with money. It's always financial. So I just hope people would understand, like, people do, like, it's just supporting the brands and supporting the industry. I think that's the best thing we can do, because that's gonna keep the brands going, keep the industry moving, and that's ultimately what's gonna help the industry is supporting your favorite companies, supporting the events. And I think
because if we support our favorite companies will help support these events, so that we're able to get bigger and better things. It's a never-ending cycle of just helping that out. That's really cool.
Actually show up. Be there. Like that's like being present is always like the best thing. And I know it's not cheap to travel all the time and everything, but being present and supporting your community, like that's ultimately what everyone, I feel like, makes sense, at least.
And that's what's going to help our sport just in general, because people go crazy when they see a crowd of folks at a skate park just yelling and screaming and like, what's going on over there, which brings more people into it. And so the more people we can have at these things, so it's like coming to Blade Cup, coming to Winter Clash, going to Crowd Our Power, like all these different places, just helps build community, not only within ourselves, but helps expose it more to outside, because people are nosy. They want to see what's going on over there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what I like to do at the end of these is do a little bit of a this or that, or like a would you rather, and we're just gonna run through it, and you got to go real fast.
Okay.
So first thing is park or street skating?
Street.
Flat, anti, or freestyle, if you're an insane person?
We mean three. I pick one though, right?
One of those three instead of two.
Anti, flat.
Anti and flat. You get two. You know what? Fine, you can have two.
Anti.
This is the hardest one. Savannah or Ollie Unity?
No comment.
John, there is a right answer.
The question is it an alley-oop if you're going backwards when you're playing basketball? Does it matter if you're going backwards? See? No, it doesn't.
No.
I can see your face. Yeah. That was from Miguel. Sorry, go ahead.
Hammer skating or tech skating?
Hammer skating.
Rails or ledges?
I mean, is this like what I prefer?
What you prefer, yeah.
Okay.
Just what you prefer.
Depends. I'll say ledges.
It does kind of depend.
Depends. Are we talking about going down steep shit, or are we talking about balancing?
Let's go down, since you said hammer skating. Going down steep shit.
Ledges.
This is kind of in saying with like difficulty or what you prefer doing. Skating in a competition or filming a trick?
Filming a trick.
Skating with music or without music?
Without music.
All right, so that's everything I have today. Jon, thank you so much for sitting down with us. I really appreciate it. I think this is going to be a lot of good information for folks to hear about and to learn, and we're just going to help elevate rollerblading into a whole new level. I'm really proud and excited that you're in this seat. Do you have any shout outs? Do you have anything you want to push? Anything?
No, I just I hope I just helped clear the air a little bit. Hopefully excites people with like what potentially could happen. But that's kind of it. Like I'm thank you for like letting me speak on what's happening with the world of skate, the Olympic Federation, and I think there's just going to be a lot more details that will eventually roll out. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, and I'm excited for the future.
So we want to make sure people are following you, obviously, them goods, and them skates, as well as the World Skate Federation. Is that their Instagram?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. We'll make sure you guys are following those so that you can get all the updates when they happen.
The Blading Cup. You gotta make sure.
Oh yeah. Blading Cup. Obviously, you gotta follow Blading Cup. As soon as we get more information, you guys want to be informed so that you know what's going on, and so there's no more questions. Okay, we don't have to see a photo of Jon online and then everyone DMs me, because now you'll have the ways to get to it. Jon, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man.